this point, I want to put in a disclaimer. I'm not an expert. I probably know just as little as any other girl sitting on her bedroom floor talking to a camera with a laptop in her lap. In this episode of Wellbeing Wednesday, we are going to take the time to talk about kindness and gratitude, especially in a world that has been heavily affected by fear and isolation caused by the COVID-19 virus. And I tossed backwards and forwards on what to do this video on. I didn't want to be putting out misinformation. I didn't want to be commenting on things that I have no personal experience or knowledge in. I didn't want to make light of something that was serious. But at the same time, I didn't want to just ignore it completely and pretend it's not happening and put my head in the sand. Currently, the entire planet is facing this pandemic in varying ways of severity. Where I'm located, we're currently sitting in a kind of waiting phase where we're taking precautions, but essentially everything is business as usual. As a nation, we have been told to keep to events of less than 500 people and less than 100 people in a building. Social distancing is beginning to take a larger rise within my environment, but still, my work's open, the businesses in town are running, and the schools are still open. So although some things are slowly ramping down, we are not yet experiencing some of the things that I know a lot of other people are. And that left me feeling unsure on what to do for this video, because I'm yet to know what it's like to be put into total isolation. I'm yet to experience social distancing to the point that some people are. And yes, I have felt fear and anxiousness about what is happening, but I know that I have not felt it like some other people have. So in light of everything that is happening, I thought it was important to focus on gratitude and kindness. Because for everyone who is out there experiencing it, it seems that gratitude and kindness is what we desperately need in these times. I guess the first question to answer is, what is kindness and gratitude? Kindness is the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate, while gratitude is the quality of being thankful, for being ready to show thanks and return kindness. It's about appreciation. I think it's important to remember that everyone is in a similar boat. Everyone is feeling the similar fears and worries and concerns. And I think it's important for us to thank those who are trying to help in whatever way possible during these tough times. But in addition to that, it's also important for us to also try to replicate those behaviors that we're thankful for. It's terrible to see where it really becomes a man-eat-man world. I'm sure, like me, that many of you have seen the videos of people fighting over toilet paper, of people pushing their way through, of people letting fear govern their behaviors. On some levels, I don't blame them. I've seen enough horror movies. But really, it's not much. Instead of taking the 10 rolls of toilet paper, give 1 or 2 to someone else who needs them. If I was doing this video even less than a month ago, I would have been commenting on how kindness and gratitude can increase your happiness. And you know what? I'm still going to comment on that now. Because in times of isolation, of times of distancing and fear and stress and worry, when we are facing unsure futures. Kindness and gratitude will help with your happiness. In recent days, with so many changes to plans, for cancellations of big events, of changing people's routines, and the fear of not knowing, so many people have tacked on the sentence, but look at the silver lining. And I think it's important to take the time to look at that, because every bad situation, every cloud has a silver lining. And though things are fearful and scary and we don't really know what's going to happen tomorrow, people are out there working to make this situation better. Social distancing and self-isolation have become massive components of fighting this pandemic. When we've lost so many things, when our lives are so heavily affected in one way or another by this, it is important to take the time to be grateful for what we do have. Because there are people out there who might not have that. I'm sitting here right now, grateful that currently my work hasn't closed down. But I'm also grateful that if it does, I have the opportunity to work from home. Further to that, I'm grateful for the steps my workplace is taking to try to keep us safe, but also to support the town. I'm grateful that I'm not stuck somewhere where I'm not able to communicate with my friends and family. I'm grateful for those who get up every day and still go to work. I'm grateful for the doctors, the nurses, the people involved in all the World Health Organizations. But I'm also grateful for the truck drivers, the supermarket employees, the cleaners. I am grateful for those who follow recommendations. When asked to self-isolate, I'm grateful when they do. Because although you might not feel sick, you could be. And if you choose to ignore what has been advised, you could be spreading it to thousands, if not more, people who are just trying to get through their everyday. If we all get in this together and take steps to be more hygienic and healthy and follow recommendations, we can beat this. We can beat this together. And I'm grateful for the little acts of kindness that I have received. And I hope that I am showing enough kindness to people in these times. That I'm thinking about others, not just myself. It's important that we remain kind and grateful within these tough times, because when we get out the other side, we are going to need to support and lift each other up to get back to a semi-stage of normal. It's moments like these I'm grateful for the internet. Though you cannot always believe everything you read online, I'm grateful that it is a way to keep us connected as a nation, as a world, as a planet, as a human race. And it's during these times that is so empowering to see simple acts of goodness within the world. I've linked a few things below for those who are just wanting that glimmer of hope, of love, of support. So please, in the coming days, try to be kind, humble, and grateful. I'm Verity. That was the 3rd episode for Wellbeing Wednesday. And now, to the outro.